and curiosity. Let's talk about curiosity. And to me, the day that you lose curiosity is really the day you stop growing. And curiosity, to me, in each of us, there are two forces. There's a force on the one side of our ego that wants to be right, that wants to be respected, that wants to be treated as if it's important. And there's the part of our soul which wants to learn, which has a curiosity to see all other things, to grow in your capacity to understand the world, and maybe go beyond understand. I do think a human being is not an entity to be understood, and to try to understand another human being, to try to put them in a box where you can label, you put this in and you'll get this out. Human beings are much too complex to be understood. Even ourselves, the way we respond to the world, the way we respond to our goals, you can try and come up with a cause-effect model for yourself, but I think the best thing you can do is just learn to laugh at yourself and think, wow, how interesting it is to be human. This morning I got up planning to do X, and I've managed to not do X all day. How interesting it is to be human. What crazy entities we are. We have the capacity to do such great things, and we have the capacity to sit in our pajamas a whole day and do nothing. And rather than self-flagellating and being angry and frustrated with yourself for being human, the curiosity is just to wonder why, what pushed me to live today like that? And to me, Einstein had a saying: we can live as if everything is a miracle, or we can live as if nothing is a miracle. It's black and white. You've got to decide a stance that you take to the world, that this universe is a miracle, that life itself is just a miracle, that if I stop to think about what consciousness is and how it came to be and what it is to be able to look into a camera, talk to people, touch, feel, see colors, and just think how incredible it is. This is living as if everything is a miracle. The other approach, living as if nothing is a miracle, living as if everything can be explained, as if everything can be broken down into little bits, and that one day we'll have a giant encyclopedia that just lays out the answers to all things, and there'll be no more need for curiosity because we'll have all the answers. Well, I think it's a much better way of living, of believing that you want to let your soul grow. And in order to let your soul grow, you got to shut down your ego's need to be right. And curiosity, the thing that kills curiosity is when my ego feels the need to be right, the need to be respected, the need to be famous, the need to have things under control. And what I've noticed over these last 9 weeks is how I'm feeling about myself any given day. If I'm feeling a bit frustrated, if I'm feeling as if I haven't made progress, if I'm feeling like I've wasted this quarantine time and I haven't really used it to get clear on who I am, get clear what these 25 projects of the rest of my life are, stop doing some of the things that don't fill me up right now. If I'm in that state of feeling angry with myself, is when I am defensive when someone says that something that I did was wrong or wasn't the best. So I noticed that my ego and my defensiveness is much higher when I'm not feeling good about myself. And I remember, I think probably 6-7 weeks ago, I was playing cards with my wife and with Alexandra, who I don't know if is still here on the chat. If you are, Ali, great to have you on here. We're playing a card game which comes out of China called Daodizu. And I've probably butchered the pronunciation, but Daodizu is a brilliant card game for 3 players. And probably 7 weeks ago, 2-3 weeks, no, this would be 4 weeks into quarantine, the 3 of us were playing a card game. And I think a couple of things hadn't worked out in the morning for me. We're playing the card game, and I think I lost like 3 or 4 hands in a row. And I threw my cards down and, like a little infant spoilt child, had a bit of an epi fit and stormed away and walked back to my office. And it was because I had allowed, my need to win, my need to be right, my need to be respected to be much higher than what I would say is really more important to me, which is to be proud to see how well my daughter plays cards, to be happy to be surrounded by 2 smart people who are better than me at this moment in playing the cards that they have, and that I'm going to learn more by losing, but being aware of what are they doing that I wasn't aware of, what are they seeing that I wasn't aware of. But curiosity very quickly gets shut down the moment my ego pops up. When my ego pops up and I want to win, I become defensive and angry, and a little touch just sets me off. So curiosity, I think it takes a lot to cultivate a state of mind where you can remain curious even when you struggle. Remain curious even when you're losing some things that are of importance to you. But if curiosity goes, I don't know what, your future is really closing down the moment that you don't practice keeping curiosity to the world open. And these 2 things that we've talked about today, seeking other perspectives and curiosity. And one of the things I share in my course at the essay is that through experience, I believe nobody ever does or says something that they believe is stupid from their point of view. So if you see somebody else do something that you think is totally ridiculous, totally stupid, it's a very dangerous place to put yourself in this thing. That must be a moron. The question that I try and ask myself is, what are they seeing that makes their behavior a positive thing? Yet what must they be believing? What must be they paying attention to? What perspective must they be taking on this situation for what they're doing to be seen as a rational, positive step from their point of view? And very often, if I can stop looking at my judgment through my values of their action and step up and think, what's important to them that makes this action reasonable? What are they looking at that makes this action something that I can understand? I will often find that there's new perspectives that I hadn't seen. And maybe I still believe that if I was in their situation, I wouldn't take the action. But this approach has really reduced the level of judgmental that I bring into life. And at the age of 47, I'm still pretty judgmental. I still very quickly put people into good and bad boxes. And I'm really working to stop this snap judgment of that's good, that's bad, and begin to just stop and just treat everything as curious. As it's not good or it's not bad. It's what is that person looking at that makes that behavior a positive thing from their point of view? What perspective are they taking? What values must they be holding? What do they believe is important for that action to be something that a rational person would do? And often, just by taking that non-judgmental attitude and asking the questions to understand what are they looking at, they then start to engage with me in a way and listen to the perspective that I have. And I think curiosity, if you keep it alive, you're a better communicator. Curiosity, if you keep it alive, you're a better listener. Curiosity, if you keep it alive, you're a better father, mother, child, grandfather. It is a very dangerous thing the moment that curiosity shuts down and you want to be right and never feel like you're wrong and never feel like there's any uncertainty. So I hope, even though we're in a time of great uncertainty, I think a couple of weeks ago there was a webinar with an Indian guru called Sadhguru, and he said, if you are not feeling uncertainty right now, you are a moron. Right now there is uncertainty. To not see uncertainty is to be blind. There is uncertainty. And when there's uncertainty, when uncertainty goes up, our need to control goes up. And our curiosity can drop down and we lock onto some absolutes and hold on to them and become judgmental about what is right and what is wrong. And I think in this time of uncertainty, making sure your curiosity stays high, that you don't let yourself fall into easy judgments of he's wrong, he's right, this is bad, that's good. But asking yourself, what perspective must that other person be seeing? Must they be valuing for this action or that statement or that way of responding to be a reasonable perspective? And to me, this idea of Einstein, if you can cultivate an attitude of looking at the whole universe as a miracle, every little thing as a miracle, it doesn't mean you stop using the tools of science to explore and to learn. And medicine has so changed our life by applying the scientific process to exploring. But I think you can combine being a scientist and steadily increasing our knowledge of what works, but also maintaining an incredible openness to the size of the universe, a curiosity of what else is out there, of wow, what it is to look at a color. So as we come to our weekend, thank you for, again, checking in with me. We're going to go back to the chat now for a little minute.